Welcome back to our Channel Fun English Daily. Today we're going to talk about something that can completely change the way people look at you. How to speak smartly. Speaking smartly is not about showing off big fancy words or trying to sound like someone you're not. It's about speaking in a way that is clear, confident, and makes others respect and trust you. When you speak smartly, people pay attention, they remember your words, and they take you seriously. Let's begin with tip 1, and I will explain it in full detail, so you can start using it today. Tip 1, think before you speak. This is the number one habit of smart speakers. They never rush into words before they open their mouth. They give themselves a small pause to think. That pause might be just 2 or 3 seconds, but makes a huge difference in how you sound. Why is this important? When we speak without thinking, we often use filler words like, or we start talking in circles without making a clear point. This makes us sound nervous, unsure, or even unprepared. But when we take a small moment to think, we give our brain time to organize our thoughts and choose the best words. This makes us sound confident, calm, and in control. How to practice thinking before speaking. 1, pause for a breath. Whenever someone asks you something or you're about to share your opinion, take a slow breath in before answering. This short pause will stop you from rushing and will give your mind time to prepare the best answer. 2, know your main point. In your head, quickly ask yourself, what is the one main idea I want to share? Once you know that, speak directly about it instead of going in many directions. 3, use short sentences. Long and complicated sentences can confuse people. Smart speakers keep their sentences short and clear so that the listener understands every word without effort. 4, avoid filler words. Words like can make you sound less confident. Thinking before you speak helps you avoid them naturally. Example, imagine someone asks you, "How was the meeting?" A person who doesn't think before speaking might say, yeah, it was fine. We talk about some stuff like the project and things. But a smart speaker would pause for a second, think about the main point, and then say it went very well. We discussed the main project challenges and decided on the next steps. See the difference? The second answer is short, clear, and confident. It makes the listener feel you are in control and know exactly what you're talking about. The hidden benefit. When you think before you speak, you also gain respect. People start to notice that you choose your words carefully. They will listen more closely because they know you only speak when you have something meaningful to say. Remember this. Smart speaking is not about speaking more. It's about speaking better. Even a few words, when chosen carefully, can have more power than a long, unplanned speech. Tip 2. Use the power of simple words. Many people think that to sound smart, they need to use big, complicated words. Words that most people don't even understand. But here's the truth. The smartest speakers in the world use the simplest words. Why? Because the goal of speaking is not to impress people. It's to make them understand you clearly. Think about it. When you listen to a great leader, a successful businessman, or an inspiring teacher, do they fill their speech with difficult vocabulary? Number. They speak in a way that everyone from a school student to a professional can understand. This is what makes them powerful communicators. Why simple words better? 1, they are clear. Simple words are easy to understand, so people can focus on your message, not on trying to figure out what you mean. 2, they build connection. When you speak simply, you connect with people's hearts and minds. They feel you are talking to them, not at them. 3, they show confidence. Some people use difficult words to hide insecurity, but a truly confident person knows they don't need to complicate things to sound smart, for they make you memorable. People remember short, simple phrases, not long, confusing sentences. How to practice speaking with simple words. Replace complex with clear. If you find yourself about to use a big word, ask yourself, is there a simpler word I can use that means the same thing? For example, instead of utilize, say use. Instead of commence, say start. Instead of endeavor, say try. Speak like you're talking to a 12-year-old. This doesn't mean you make your speech childish. It means you explain things in a way that even a young person can understand quickly. Avoid overloading with details. Don't give every tiny detail unless it's necessary. Too much information can overwhelm your listener. Example, imagine you are explaining a project to your team. Complicated version. Our current objective entails the execution of strategic methodologies to optimize productivity in alignment with our long-term organizational vision. Simple version. Our goal is to find better ways to work so we can achieve our company's future plans. Both sentences mean the same thing, but which one will people remember and understand instantly? The simple one. The secret advantage of simple words. When you use simple words, you allow your tone, confidence, and message to shine. People will not be distracted by your vocabulary. They will focus on your ideas. And in the end, ideas change the world, not complicated words. Remember, it's not about the size of your words. It's about the strength of your message. Speak so clearly that even if a person hears you only once, they will remember your words forever. Tip 3. Control your tone and pace. Now that we have learned the importance of thinking before we speak and using simple words, we need to talk about something that decides how your words actually feel to the listener, your tone and pace. Think about this. 2 people can say the same sentence, but one sounds boring and forgettable, while the other sounds powerful and inspiring. The difference is not in the words, but in how they say them. Your tone and your pace are like the music of your speech. Even if you have the best words, if your tone is flat or your speed is wrong, people will lose interest. But if your tone is warm, confident, and your pace is balanced, people will stay hooked until your last word won. What is tone? Your tone is the emotion and attitude in your voice. It shows whether you are happy, serious, excited, or confident. A smart speaker knows how to control their tone, depending on the situation. If you speak about something exciting, your tone should be energetic and positive. If you speak about something serious, see your tone should be calm and steady. Why this matters. If your tone doesn't match your message, people get confused. Imagine saying, "I am so happy for you" in a dull, flat voice. It won't feel genuine at all. 2. What is pace? Pace is the speed at which you speak. Speaking too fast can make you sound nervous and hard to follow. Speaking too slowly can make you sound boring or unsure. A smart speaker knows how to balance both. Rule of thumb: speak at a speed where your listener has time to understand each sentence, but not so slow that they get bored. How to master tone and pace. Use the smile voice technique. When you smile while talking, your voice naturally sounds warmer and friendlier. People can hear the smile even if they can't see you. B. Pause for impact. Don't rush from one idea to the next. Use small pauses to let important points sink in. For example, confidence is not about speaking louder. Pause. It's about speaking with certainty. See stress keywords. If you want your audience to remember something, emphasize that word by saying it slightly louder or slower. For example, the most important thing is to stay calm under pressure. D. Adjust the mood. If the conversation is casual, be relaxed. If it's formal, keep your tone professional. If it's inspiring, make it uplifting. Example: wrong tone and pace. Imagine you are giving a motivational speech. You can achieve your dreams if you work hard every day and never give up on what you believe in. Spoken in a flat, fast tone. Now, the same sentence with the right tone and pace. You can achieve your dreams if you work hard every day and never give up on what you believe in. Spoken with warmth. Pauses and emphasis on achieve your dreams and never give up. Feel the difference. The second one touches emotions. Extra tip: record yourself. The easiest way to improve your tone and pace is to record yourself speaking and listen to it. You'll immediately notice if you sound too fast, too flat, or too low in energy. Then you can practice adjusting until it sounds clear and confident. The hidden power of tone and pace. Your words are the vehicle, but your tone and pace are the fuel. Without the right fuel, your words won't go far. With the right tone, people will not only understand you, they will feel you. And when they feel you, they will trust you, respect you, and remember you. Remember, people may forget your exact words, but they will never forget how your voice made them feel. Tip 4: listen more than you speak. We have already talked about thinking before speaking, using simple words, and controlling tone and pace. Now we arrive at one of the most underestimated secrets of smart speaking: listening more than you speak. Yes, I know it sounds strange. We're talking about speaking smartly. But here I am telling you to listen. But here's the truth: the smartest speakers are also the best listeners. Why listening is a superpower for smart speaking. 1. It gives you knowledge before you speak. When you listen carefully, you collect all the facts, details, and emotions before giving your answer. This means you won't speak blindly or make silly mistakes. 2. It makes people feel valued. When you truly listen to someone, they feel respected. This creates trust, and when people trust you, they pay more attention when you finally speak. 3. It helps you choose the perfect words. By listening to a person's tone, emotion, and needs, you can adjust your words to match their situation. That's what makes your speech smart. It's tailored to the listener. 4. It avoids unnecessary arguments. Many fights and misunderstandings happen because people don't listen. When you listen first, you understand the full picture before responding. How to practice listening more than speaking. Step 1. Give full attention. When someone is speaking, put away distractions. No phone checking. No looking around. Show through your body language that you are listening. Step 2. Don't interrupt. Let the other person finish completely before you respond. Even if you think you already know what they're going to say, wait until they finish. Step 3. Use active listening signals. Nod your head. Say small acknowledgments like, I see, that's interesting, or okay. These signals show that you are engaged. Step 4. Repeat or paraphrase before answering. Repeat a short summary of what they said. For example, so you're saying that the meeting was delayed because the documents weren't ready. This proves you understood correctly and prevents misunderstandings. Example, poor listener versus smart listener. Poor listener. A friend says, I had a really bad day at work. My boss shouted at me. You quickly jump in. Oh, that's nothing. My day was worse. Result, the friend feels ignored and unimportant. Smart listener. Friend, I had a really bad day at work. My boss shouted at me. You? That sounds tough. What happened? Pause. Listen fully. Then respond with empathy. Result, the friend feels heard, respected, and connected. The secret link between listening and speaking smartly. When you listen deeply, you can answer with precision. Instead of throwing random words, you deliver exactly what the other person needs to hear. This is why the world's best leaders, negotiators, and public speakers spend more time listening than talking. Think about great interviewers like Oprah Winfrey or top podcast hosts. They don't just talk. They listen. They make people feel important. And when they finally speak, their words have weight and meaning. Practice drill. The 7,030 rule. If you want to train yourself, follow this rule in conversations. Listen for 70% of the time. Speak for 30% of the time. This doesn't mean you should always be silent. It means you give more space for the other person to express themselves before you respond. This makes your speech sharper and more impactful. Remember, when you speak, you are only repeating what you already know. But when you listen, you learn something new. And the more you learn, the smarter your words will become. Tip 5. Use stories and examples to make your point. We've already learned that smart speaking is about more than just words. It's about clarity, tone, and connection. Now, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools in smart speaking, the ability to use stories and examples to explain your message. Why stories make you a smart speaker? Think about it. Since the beginning of human history, people have used stories to teach lessons, share wisdom, and inspire others. Long before books or the internet existed, knowledge was passed down through storytelling. Why? Because our brains are wired for stories. When we hear plain facts, we might forget them after a few minutes. But when we hear those same facts inside a story, we remember them for years. For example, if I say, never give up when life gets hard, it's good advice, but you might forget it. But if I tell you a story about someone who failed many times and still succeeded, you'll remember both the story and the lesson. That's why smart speakers use stories and examples. They don't just tell, they show the science behind it. When you tell a story, multiple parts of your listener's brain activate. Language centers process your words. Sensory areas imagine the sights, sounds, and feelings. Emotional centers connect with the message. This means your listener isn't just hearing you, they're experiencing your message. That's why stories are so powerful. How to use stories in smart speaking. 1. Keep it relevant. Your story should always connect directly to the point you are making. Don't tell random stories that confuse your audience. Example, if you're talking about the importance of patience, share a story where patience led to success. 2. Keep it short but vivid. A story doesn't have to be long to be powerful. Describe it in a way that creates a picture in the listener's mind. Use details about what happened, how it felt, and what you learned. 3. Add a clear lesson. Always end your story with a takeaway. Tell your audience exactly what they should learn from it. Example and action. Let's say you're teaching about staying calm in stressful situations without a story. You should always stay calm in stressful situations with a story. I remember a time when my friend was giving a presentation at work, and suddenly the projector stopped working. Everyone in the room started whispering, and he could have panicked. But instead, he smiled, made a joke about technology, and continued speaking without slides. People admired his confidence, and in the end, his presentation was a success. That's when I learned staying calm under pressure can turn a bad moment into a great one. Which one do you think people will remember? The second one, because it's a story using examples when you don't have a story. If you don't have a personal story, you can still use examples. Examples are like many stories. They show what you mean in a simple, clear way. For instance, if you're talking about teamwork, you can use a sports example. A football team can have the best striker in the world, but without good defenders and midfielders, they can't win. The same is true for any workplace. You need every role to work together. Practice exercise. Story bank. To become a smart speaker, build your own story bank. Write down 5 to 10 personal experiences that taught you an important lesson. For each story, note the key details and the main takeaway. When speaking, choose a story from your bank that fits the topic. The secret benefit of using stories. When you tell a story, you're not just teaching, you're connecting. People may forget exact words, but they never forget how you made them feel. And feelings are what make your message powerful. Smart speaking is not about proving you're the most knowledgeable person in the room. It's about making sure your words stick in the minds of your listeners. Stories do exactly that. Tip 6, choose your words carefully and speak with purpose. We've learned how to think before speaking. Use simple words, control tone and pace, listen deeply, and use stories to make an impact. Now we come to one of the most important parts of speaking smartly. Word choice and purpose. A smart speaker does not waste words. Every sentence, every phrase has a reason. They don't just talk to fill silence. They speak to create meaning. Why word choice matters in smart speaking. Words are like seeds when you plant them in someone's mind. They can grow into ideas, actions, and even emotions. But here's the thing. Not all seeds grow the way we want. A careless word can hurt someone's feelings, confuse your message, or damage your credibility. A smart speaker understands that the wrong word, even in a perfect speech, can weaken the whole message, while the right word can make it unforgettable. Think about these 2 sentences. 1, you failed the project. 2, The project didn't go as planned, but here's how we can fix it. Both mean something went wrong, but the second one encourages action and problem solving instead of making the listener feel attacked. That's the power of careful word choice. Speaking with purpose. Speaking with purpose means you know exactly why you're saying something before you say it. Ask yourself, am I speaking to inform? Am I speaking to inspire? Am I speaking to solve a problem? Am I speaking to build a relationship? When you know your purpose, your words become more direct, powerful, and effective. Steps to choosing your words carefully. 1. Avoid unnecessary words. Filler phrases like kind of, sort of, and basically weaken your speech. Instead of saying, I think maybe this could work, say this will work. Because 2, replace negative words with neutral or positive ones. Negative words can close people's minds. Positive or neutral words keep them open to listening. Instead of, this is a problem, say, this is a challenge we can solve. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I haven't found the way yet. 3, be specific, not vague. Vague language confuses people. Specific language builds trust. Instead, we'll do it soon. Say we'll finish it by Friday. Format your words to your audience. If you're talking to children, use simple, playful words. If you're talking professionals, use clear, professional terms. 5, avoid overcomplication. Big words are not always impressive. They can make you sound arrogant or unclear. Clarity is more powerful than complexity. Example, careless words versus smart words. Careless words. Honestly, this idea is bad. We should do something else. Direct but rude creates defensiveness. Smart words. I see your point, but maybe we can improve it by trying this approach instead. Still honest, but respectful and solution-focused. Practice exercise. The 3 filters rule. Before you say something, quickly ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is it true? Am I sharing accurate and honest information? 2, is it necessary? Does it need to be said right now? 3, is it kind? Am I saying it in a respectful and positive way? If your words pass all 3 filters, you can speak them with confidence. The hidden power of purposeful speaking. When you choose words carefully and speak with purpose, people see you as a thoughtful, reliable, and intelligent communicator. You'll notice that people interrupt you less because your words carry weight. People remember your phrases and even quote you later. You naturally start influencing others without even trying. Advanced tip. Word hooks. A word hook is a short, memorable phrase that people can easily repeat. Smart speakers often use them to make their message stick. Examples. Less talk, more action. Clarity is power. Listen twice. Speak once. When you speak with hooks like these, your audience will remember them long after your conversation ends. Words can heal or hurt, inspire or discourage, build or destroy. A smart speaker knows that every word is a choice, and they choose the words that build trust, inspire action, and create understanding. Remember, your voice is your power. Your words are your tools. Use them with purpose, and you will always speak smartly. Build confidence through practice and self-belief. We have reached our final tip, and it is the one that holds all the other tips together. Confidence. Because here's the truth. You can know all the right techniques, all the right words, and all the right speaking habits. But if you lack confidence, your message will not have the power it deserves. Speaking smartly is not just about what you say or how you say it. It's also about the energy you bring with your words, and that energy comes from confidence. Why confidence matters in smart speaking. Think about the most powerful speeches in history, the most inspiring leaders, the most influential teachers. Were they all perfect in grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation? No, but they had something bigger: the belief in themselves and in their message. Confidence makes your voice steady. Confidence makes your words sound certain. Confidence makes people trust you even before they fully understand what you're saying. And the best part, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Prepare before you speak. Confidence grows when you feel prepared. If you're giving a speech, know your topic well. If you're going to a meeting, review the key points. If you are telling a story, know the sequence before you start. When you are prepared, your mind is free to focus on delivery instead of worrying about what to say next. Example: if you're introducing yourself in an interview, don't wait to figure it out in the moment. Write down and practice a clear, short introduction in advance. That preparation will make you sound confident instantly. Step 2, practice out loud. Many people prepare in their head, but they never say the words out loud until the real moment comes. This is a mistake. Speaking out loud before the real situation helps you hear how your voice sounds. Notice if your sentences are too long or complicated. Practice pauses and tone changes. You can practice in front of a mirror, record yourself on your phone, or speak to a friend who can give feedback. Step 3, control your body language. Confidence is not only heard in your voice, it's seen in your body. Even if people can't hear your words perfectly, they can sense your confidence by how you stand, how you look, and how you move. Body language tips: stand or sit straight. A strong posture sends a strong message. Keep your chin slightly up. It shows assurance. Use open hand gestures. It makes you appear trustworthy. Make eye contact. It creates connection and shows you believe in yourself. Step 4, change your inner voice. Sometimes the biggest enemy of our confidence is not the audience, but the little voice inside our head that says, what if I make a mistake? What if they don't like my answer? What if I sound stupid? Smart speakers replace these thoughts with empowering ones. I have something valuable to share. I am prepared and I can handle this. My words matter and people want to hear them. Remember, the way you speak to yourself decides the way you speak to others. Step 5, start small, grow big. You don't need to start your confidence journey by speaking to a huge crowd. Begin with small steps. Speak more in everyday conversations. Ask a question in a small meeting. Share your opinion in a group discussion. Every time you speak, you collect a confidence win. Over time, these wins stack up, and speaking smartly becomes natural. Step 6, accept that mistakes are normal. Even the greatest speakers make mistakes. They mispronounce words, lose their place, or forget a point. But here's the difference. They don't panic. They stay calm, smile, and keep going. When you accept that mistakes are part of the process, your fear will reduce. Remember, people don't expect perfection. They expect sincerity and clarity. Step 7. Believe in your message. Confidence grows when you truly believe in what you are saying. If your message matters to you, it will matter to others. Speak about things you care about, things that can help inspire or guide others. Passion is contagious. When you believe, others will believe too. Low confidence versus high confidence. Low confidence. I'm not sure if this is right, but maybe we can try this. I don't know. High confidence. I suggest we try this approach because it can save time and improve results. The second version is direct, clear, and makes the listener feel that you know what you're talking about, even if your idea is new. Daily confidence building routine for speaking smartly. 1. Read out loud for 5 minutes. Choose a book or article and read it as if you're presenting it to an audience. 2. Record a 1-minute talk. Pick any topic and record yourself speaking on it. 3. Learn 1 new word daily. Expand your vocabulary slowly but steadily. Practice eye contact in conversations. Look at the person's eyes for at least 3 seconds before looking away. 5 positive affirmations every morning say, I am confident. My words have value. People respect my voice. Confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the person who speaks with certainty, clarity, and purpose. You build confidence by preparing, practicing, improving a little every day, and believing in yourself even when you feel nervous. And here's the golden rule of smart speaking. When you combine skill with confidence, your words can change lives, including your own and friends. If you found these tips helpful and you want to keep learning powerful ways to improve your speaking skills, then don't just watch and leave. Hit that subscribe button now. Join our family where every video makes you more confident, sharper, and smarter in the way you speak. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss a single lesson that could change your life. Because here we don't just talk, we talk smart.